1 Samuel chapter 21. David arrived at Nob and met Ahimelech the priest. Ahimelech was concerned when he saw David alone and asked why he was without companions. David explained to Ahimelech that he was on a mission assigned by the king. He had been instructed to keep the details confidential and had sent his servants ahead to a designated location. He then asked Ahimelech for provisions, specifically 5 loaves of bread or whatever was available. The priest informed David that only consecrated bread was on hand, as long as David and his men had abstained from women recently. David assured Ahimelech that they had remained pure and dedicated. He argued that even though the bread was consecrated, it could be considered common since it was part of the young men's provisions. Ahimelech gave David the consecrated bread, which was the showbread that had been replaced with hot bread when it was removed from before the Lord. During this time, a man named Doeg, an Edomite and Saul's chief shepherd, was present. David inquired if there was a weapon available, as he hadn't brought his sword or any equipment due to the urgency of the king's mission. Ahimelech mentioned the sword of Goliath, the Philistine whom David had defeated in the valley of Elah. The sword was wrapped in a cloth behind the ephod. David expressed interest in taking that sword, considering it unique. David then fled that day in fear of Saul and sought refuge with Achish, the king of Gath. Achish's servants recognized David as the celebrated warrior mentioned in Songs, having slain thousands of enemies, even more than Saul. David became afraid of Achish, so he acted in an unconventional manner before them. He pretended to be mad, scratching on the doors and letting his saliva run down his beard. Achish questioned his servants why they had brought a man to him, expressing his lack of interest in dealing with such individuals. He further asked if his household needed more crazed individuals, and questioned why they had brought this man into his presence.